The key challenges are around money and mission. I mean, everybody is very clear what it is that they need to do, which is to protect housing and to protect the services that go along with that. And the challenge is to make sure that you're bringing in the money and spending it properly to make that happen. The opportunities are to focus on the core business and make sure that that's safe, because that makes everything else possible. It's focusing on the strategic issues of concern, and that's what we're trying to do with our conference programme here today.
The population in Scotland is getting older. There are other things also happening in terms of the economy and the general issues of Scotland being hit harder in certain parts of the country than the rest of the UK, around poverty and so forth, which means that our customer base as housing associations is getting increasingly vulnerable. So people are coming to us, our existing tenants are getting more support needs, and new tenants are coming to us with more support needs. And how do we create the capacity within our organisations financially to provide the new services that we need to ensure that those people can live great lives in their homes and have a sustainable tenancy with us? At the same time as that, the other call on our capacity is how do we build new homes? Now again, we're really fortunate that we've had a government that's listened and that has increased the grant rate that we have got to build new homes. But nevertheless, it's still a marginal activity. It's still an activity that caters to capacity out of the business. So how do we get that capacity to provide new services, to build new homes, and do that within the constraints of providing affordable rent levels?
I think it's about grasping the nettle, and instead of going cap in hand to government all the time and saying, can you do this for us and can you do that for us, is to say we actually have some solutions up our sleeves, and if you listen to us we can tell you what these are. And the point I was trying to make across today, the sector's diverse. We are very much in the care and support side of the business, so therefore the relationships and the links that we have with health and social care are vital, and they're not as good as they could be, and we lobby government quite strenuously on that, and that's something we've still got to do. But I think it behoves the sector as well, and we have a role to play in that, in lobbying health directly and lobbying local authorities directly as well, to actually say to them, you know, we're all partners here. We can all deliver better services in a better way, in a seamless way for the citizen.
The big issue for all of us is working out how to make sense of what has been a very, very difficult economic environment, and how we continue to kind of meet the objective of making sure we can provide good quality homes for everyone, whatever their level of income. And of course, part of the responsibility for that rests with government and decisions that are made about investment. But a lot of it, the real detail of it, are things that leaders in housing associations know, and we need to be bringing those ideas and bringing our thinking to the table and really challenging politicians to say, you do this, we can make this work much better. Make it a challenge to them based on an offer, not just going cap in hand with an ask.
And the purpose of the challenge is to showcase and encourage investment in the next generation.
Well, I would like to think that more people will think about renewing the people in their organisation, actually. That's part of the idea behind the Young Apprentice Challenge, and that's had a great reception, sort of formally and informally, and from the media. So I hope that it provokes people to think more deeply about what they could do to renew and refresh their own organisations.
There's a passion coming from the floor, which I think is good. People are very keen to interact and ask the questions. These are our organisations, and it's up to us to set the governance standards for our tenants and our service users.
That our leadership is about convincing others that the ideas that we have and what we want to do with our businesses is right. And I think far more than a lot of other sectors, that we have an awful lot of stakeholders in our businesses, and stakeholders that have radically different views. We have to take account of what our funders want, what the banks want, but also making sure that what we provide for our customers and our tenants is absolutely spot on as well.
It's about speaking with one voice. I think the contrast between the English model and the Scottish model are quite marked. That you have the National Federation in England speaking loudly and clearly on behalf of the sector. Up here it's fragmented, and I don't think we speak with a coherent and a cohesive voice to government. They don't hear just the one message, and I think that's what we need to work towards.
The theme of this year's event is Leading Change, and I think that is a very apt title for the challenging times that we live in.
Her presentation to the conference was both welcome. The fact that she'd taken time out to speak to us today and to commend the work that we'd done was fantastic. And the government has done a lot to invest in the sector, but there are things that the government could do that would make our job easier, and procurement is one example of that.
It's about confidence, about you are the masters of your own destiny. You know your own subject matter better than anyone else. Why do you have to hide your light under a bushel? Why aren't you up there pushing and promoting the sector in terms of saying, we're very good at what we do. We've got a lot of solutions to the problems that exist out there. Listen to us.
Housing associations have all kinds of opportunities. They have resources, they have assets, they have income, they've got a whole bunch of really talented people, but they also have real grounding in the neighbourhoods and communities where they work. They really know the people and the places where they operate. They are proper anchor organisations, the kind of organisations that help to make neighbourhoods resilient, economically effective. So the opportunity is to take all of that knowledge and the creativity that we've got and the imagination and also the passion and commitment for the work that we do and make that have a real big impact. We're well capable of doing that.